if you're on a diet and you're out with friends, you know, what kind of foods can you eat from a chain restaurant that will allow you to stay within your caloric limits for the day. So even though tonight I'm not gonna be out with friends per se, because, you know, forever alone, even though I'm not gonna be out with friends per se, I will be going out to a chain restaurant, and you'll see how I approach the menu and how I approach eating at the restaurant so that I can stay on track with my caloric and nutritional goals. So in the next clip, we're headed to Chili's. I'm gonna show you guys how I have a meal that fills me up, but is still low calories. So we have 700 calories left in the day. I'm gonna try to keep this meal to about 500 or less. That way I save room for a midnight snack. We're not gonna get any appetizers and sodas, any drinks tonight, any desserts. That's just excess calories. I'm not going to get the ribs or the quesadillas or any of those high calorie options. I'm gonna stick to the salmon because it's only 630 calories. Let me show you guys what I got. So right here, we got some protein, we got some veggies, we got some rice, and it's only 630 calories. And look, the majority of restaurants have this kind of low calorie part of the menu. So we're at Chili's, it's called Guiltless. Everything is gonna be 600 calories or less. Alright, so we're leaving Chili's. Right now I'm feeling very full, and I still have about 100 to 200 calories left in the night. The meal itself was 630 calories. We did not get dessert, we did not get chips and dip, we did not get soda, we did not get an appetizer. We stuck to the game plan. We found the part of the menu that was low calorie, and we found a meal that is satisfying. The reality is, a lot of times we go out to eat, we don't need the appetizer, we don't need the dessert, we don't need the add-ons to the meal, we don't need the soda. All of that is just extra calories. Now, if you don't care about your physique, about your health goals, about getting fit, getting lean, or maybe if your goal is to bulk up and put on size, then disregard all of this. But if your goal is to trim down, to get lean, to trim the fat away, then when you go out to eat, just stick to the entree. Pick an entree that is pretty low calorie. I would say anywhere 600 and below. Pick that and just stick to that. You don't need appetizers, you don't need dessert, you don't need extra rice with the meal. Now granted, there is a time and place. Like, there is a time and a place for you to say, you know what, I do want to get the appetizers and the desserts and all that good stuff, the sodas, but always understand it's your conscious decision. All right, so 3 super simple tips that I have for when you go out to eat in restaurants. These are so simple, so easy for you to start taking action on immediately. Now again, this doesn't mean that we never have cheat days or cheat meals, but if you go to a restaurant and your intention is not to have a cheat day, not to have a cheat meal, these are some basic strategies for you to execute. Number 1, when we go out to the restaurant, no appetizer, no dessert, no soda. The reason for that is because you don't need these items to feel any more full once you leave the restaurant. If you eat your entree, you're gonna feel full when you leave. But these items are just gonna pack on extra calories. And again, as we're dieting down, we don't need excess calories for no reason. We need to keep our calories in check, create a caloric deficit. So when we go out to eat, we're not gonna get the chips and the dip, we're not gonna get this appetizers, we're not gonna get the desserts, we're not gonna get the sodas, because again, we can go to the restaurant, have our entree, be full when we leave and satisfied without the extra categories that are in this bucket right here. Number 2, if at all possible, we want our entree to be anywhere from 700 or less calories, if at all possible. Most chain restaurants, your Chili's, your Outback, these places are gonna have a part of the menu that is low calorie. You might have to go digging for it. It won't be on the first page or the second page or third page, but on that 4th and that goddamn 5th page, there's a section of the menu that is low calorie. find that section of the menu, and typically they're gonna have meals that are either 500 and less or 600 and less or 700 and less. That's where we wanna be. So tonight's meal was the salmon and it was 630 calories. Third and final requirement is make sure you leave satisfied. So what I don't want you guys to do is to watch this video and then you go out to eat with your friends and you say, you know what? I'm not gonna eat an entree, I'm just gonna eat a side of broccoli. Because what's gonna happen is you're gonna have that side of broccoli, you're gonna be starving, and then you're gonna go home and you're just gonna eat everything in sight. So I want you to actually leave the restaurant feeling satisfied. That way, once you make it home, you don't feel the need to eat more and more and more. You're gonna walk out from the restaurant having had a meal that was decently low in calories, but yet you're satisfied, and now you're good for the rest of the evening or the rest of the night. So those are 3 simple tips. You can start implementing this today, tomorrow, this weekend, next weekend, whenever. Even if you're not like me and you don't count calories, track macros per se, these are 3 simple tips. You don't need to track calories to execute these tips. Now you gotta think about it. The average person, when they go out to dinner, what are they gonna order? They're gonna get an appetizer. That's about 700 or 800 calories right there. They're gonna get an entree. Let's be conservative. Let's say their entree is 700 calories. Now they're at 1,400 for the meal. Then they're gonna get a dessert, about 400 to 500 calories. Let's be conservative again, 400. Now they're at 1,400 plus 400. They're at 1,800 calories for just that one meal. So when you're not conscious of this stuff, you can easily get to 1,500 to 2,000 calories in one meal. And if you're doing that, there's no way you're gonna hit your fat loss goals for the summer. I promise you that. So in conclusion, 3 super simple, easy action items. Number 1, stick to the entree. That's simple. You don't have to order the appetizer. You don't have to order dessert. You don't have to buy a soda. So not only are those 3 goals going to help you with your fat loss goals because they're going to restrict your calories, but your bill's gonna be lower too. So you're gonna save money. Number 2, the actual entree. You don't need to get, the big giant platter of ribs with the baked potato on the side and all of that. Stick to a meal that is 700 or less calories. Most chain restaurants have an entire section of the menu that is for low calorie options. Third, make sure you leave satisfied. You still want to enjoy yourself, you still want to have a good time, and ideally, after you walk away having had a very low calorie dinner, you want to be satisfied such that you're not going home feeling like you have to eat again. So that's it. The ball is in your court. It's up to you to actually take action. You can watch a YouTube video and you can sit there and say, man, that sounds like a great idea. I should do this. Should doesn't do shit. You got to take the information and actually apply it. The ball's in your court. Comment below if this helps, and comment below as well any sort of questions, topics you want me to cover in future videos. Until then, peace.